Welcome to Art Jargon with the San Antonio Museum of Art. Today, we will be exploring the word composition. The first known use of this Latin-based word was in the 1300s, or the 14th century if you want to be fancy, and it was defined as the act or process of composing. Kind of obvious, but what does composition mean in art? Well, here you go. When we say composition, we mean the arrangement of the visual elements. So maybe now you're thinking, well, what are the visual elements? Visual elements include line, shape, color, texture, value, space, and depth. Artists arrange or compose these elements to focus the viewer's attention to specific parts of a painting or to move our eyes in certain directions across the canvas. These arrangements visually make sense to the artist and sometimes to viewers, but that's a longer story. Let's see one example of an artist's composition. Here we have an image of Margaret Louisa Vanderbilt Shepherd, painted by John Singer Sargent in 1888. Sargent is known for his portraits of people, but what established his style was his unusual composition, dynamic brushwork, and interesting color palette. So, in this portrait, what do we notice first? The woman. We notice the woman first because of Sargent's composition or arrangement of the visual elements. To make Margaret stand out, Sargent focuses on some of those visual elements like color, value, and space. See how he sharply contrasts the solid dark maroon background with the rich crimson red of her dress? Even within her dress, Sargent creates contrast using deeper and lighter shades of red. His use of color and value instantly draws us into Margaret, which is what you would want in a portrait, right? Though Sargent excludes a detailed background, what he does include adds more information about the sitter. Notice the soft, lush, white fur rug she stands on top of. Look at the wooden table with its golden details and smooth, reflective marble surface on top. All of this is called implied texture, which means Sargent is implying that this rug is lush and soft. He's implying the smoothness of the wood grain and marble. It's not real. It is paint on canvas, but his masterful brushwork visually captures our attention, which adds to his overall composition. It also lets us know that Margaret is pretty rich and is able to afford these luxury items. Altogether, through Sargent's use of different visual elements such as texture, space, and color, his composition gives viewers a portrait where the figure pops out at us and also shows the figure's wealth. A win-win for the sitter, aka Margaret, but also for us as viewers, because Sargent's composition allows us to notice what the sitter, or maybe even he himself, wanted us to notice. Not all artists do this, and sometimes those compositions can be harder for us to understand. What do you think about Sargent's composition? Which visual elements stand out the most to you?